for the sword and maybe get a couple extra checks in, but we'll see. And here we go. Alright, instant divergence. Jet pulls a key for Dark Pod out of the Link's house.
Though on Mentos' side, he pulled the hammer at the Sanctuary.
Yeah, absolutely. Pulling that hammer out. That's going to be just nice offhand because it's going to be equivalent to your Tempered Sword in a lot of these, even though it has the worst hitboxes due to the hard mode.
So, I think we're seeing Jet set up for a tree pull here. Mentos do the same.
Yeah, just a single heart, not a lot. Jet can go pick up his sword, as is Mentos.
So with the weapon, it'll be interesting to see if they both decide to go for the escape sequences.
Nice glove. Mentos now only going to be a pearl away from Darkworld access at a minute 10.
And both are going to go for escape.
Yeah, I can't blame them. You're already here. You're not going to have a lot of other times to really make good routing of this unless you're doing Pyramid Fairy.
So with the sword, they can pretty much play this almost exactly like NMG. See if they choose to do that, or they do for Mentos. He has the hammer, which can make some of these moves a little faster.
Finding a small key to Skullwoods and with a key from the guard. Unfortunately, Skullwood's one of those places you really don't need keys for.
Yeah, occasionally, it's nice to have a key to help route it, but beyond that, yeah, you don't need the keys for Skullwoods.
Yeah, absolutely. One extra one's nice to open up between the pot prison and the big chest, but you can make do with that. It's not something you have to have, say, like, 4 pot keys. Poke and a spin at 5 blue rupees. Still not a lot so far, other than, of course, the obvious hammer that Jet's yet to pick up, and the gloves. Still, I'd like to see maybe something else of value so far. What do you want to see down here in the cell? Anything?
I don't know. Let's maybe give him boots to give him a nice fast seed. I think Jet's setting up for a death warp.
Yeah, absolutely. Setting up for that death warp, wants to die quick. And it's going to be a little harder to die now.
At least it wasn't the sand cart.
Yeah, I've seen that happen too many times. And we've got a death warp for both runners. And they're both going to make the play on the Dark Cross blind.
Yeah, for the most part, this is a pretty easy sequence here once you got used to the dark rooms, especially with the sword.
Yeah, with the sword and being not Randomizer, this is not really difficult at all. It's just a little bit of, watching where you're at and memorizing the rooms.
Mentos is handling these a little bit better.
Yeah, taking a little bit more time getting through, but wants to be a little more completionist getting through safe. So dropping into the Dark Cross itself, got 2 ropes here. Gets both well. Now it's just got to watch out for the piece. And all that for $5. Jet's gonna get to the sanctuary and find out, hey, I had a hammer the whole time.
So I expect Jet will go straight into Kakariko. Mentos might veer the other way and go check the back of escape right away.
Yeah, he was lucky enough to get a bomb drop.
So, not much back there. It does get a bottle, which will allow him to check sick kid right away.
Yep. And we got a stacked bush crab. Just gonna take the early peek at the jacks and see what we got. Oh, it's a big key.
So, we don't know yet if that's going to be needed. There are a couple big keys you can get by without. Swamp Palace, Skull Woods, and Ice Palace are the big three. But we'll have to see how the sea plays out.
Yeah, we're at the sea. Is that one of the three we can skip? Is it a pendant? Are we gonna get lucky? Are we doing Angle 1?
For now, only Jet's going to have that info. Mentos didn't check it.
So, picking up the first of the two keys we're gonna need for that Agadip.
Now, Mentos is going his own way, going to pick up some bombs here. I've noticed in some of Mentos' races, he likes to do this. He likes to take a more unconventional starting routes, try to find an item that'll give him an early leg up.
Yeah, if you could find that one thing that your opponent doesn't find early, it could make all the difference and give you the advantage. On the flip side, though, it could lead you down a path you don't need to worry about.
Yeah, so far, Jet's pretty loaded in terms of rupees.
That's a nice rod.
Don't know if Turtle Rock is needed yet. We probably won't know until we find a map of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, until process of elimination, we're not going to have an idea, but it's always nice to have one of those items that can be almost literally anywhere, but on the boss itself, that you don't need to worry about. So Jet unfortunately finding a compass, Mentosman draining the water, see what's going to be underwater today. Meyer small key flippers. So that's going to open up a lot of extra checks here for Jet coming up once he actually comes to where Mentosman is over here. A little bit of love for $100 as Mentos is going to bomb his way into Mini Moldorm.
Yeah, so far, Jet getting those flippers is definitely going to be big for him. That's a nice big key to find early, too. Big key to Thieves Town.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding the big key to these towns is really nice. Oh, there are the boots. So that's going to be really nice for routing. A lot of overworld tech and movement with this going to open up.
So yeah, Mentos going to check Ice Rod Cave as Jet's going to check the library. See if those boots might be useful. Not for there, at least.
Jet gonna check instead of going in blind and key sanity. Not quite sure. I would have just went for it. Good thing I didn't.
There's a second map. First one we can actually check as Mentos is setting up for a water walk.
Yeah, he's gonna walk himself across some water here, not knowing that he's got open access to the flippers. But that's part of the thing. You route differently. You're not always gonna have the same items. Just gonna backtrack over Mentos here to get the back of escape, and as such is going to find his bottle that he for the village he just cleared.
So Mentos, what he did, he set up the water walk, but he then did a fake flipper to keep the water walk stored for now. So when he's leaving from Hobo, he can use the water walk and run back to the portal that's south of the Ice Palace portal.
Yeah, the reason for this is he doesn't have a Moon Pearl, where he can just use straight Fake Flipper, and that's a book. The hobo is very, very literate. But this way he can actually get into the Waterfall Ferry without having the Moon Pearl or the Flippers yet.
And Jet's heading straight for the Flipper checks is going to find that book as well.
Yeah, they got a map so they can check what desert is, but they don't really have any access to anything else in there yet.
Yeah, they could go in, but... Oh, never mind.
I stand corrected.
Well, they still need a fire source to be able to finish it.
Yeah, a small key to check the other end of it, as well as the fire source to open up the boss. Not gonna lie, probably unfavorable opinion here. I'm one of those crazy people. If it's a pendant and I don't have a fire source, I'm considering stealing the key from the back.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a risky move in key sanity, but it can pay off if you find something back there.
Oh no, it's an uncontentiously risky move, and it's stupid, but I'd still do it. So, piece of heart inside Bonk Rocks. Mento's probably gonna come over here and clean up his Kakariko. Jet has the money to check Zora, though. Poor Mentos murdering Scrooge McCrab. And also finding out the bad news, there's a big key on the blacksmith. Or blacksmith, lumberjack, wow.
Yeah, lumberjack.
Wrong profession.
Oh. Well, that's actually really nice, especially in hard mode. Oh,
get your pet hypes up because we're about to find out right now. Oh my god, it's a fetch quest. We have a fetch quest on pet, boys.
So that's about as bad as it can get on the pedestal. Because you have no idea whether you actually need that or not.
Yeah. And by the time you figure it out, it might nearly be too late.
So what I was saying with Jet picking up that Master Sword is that's going to be a nice sword advantage, especially since you can only get to Tempered in hard mode.
Yeah. Not to mention, it's one more piece of the Aga puzzle, right along with the other castle tower key and the lamp.
Yeah, it is another piece of the Aga puzzle too. That's a good point. Now, in hard mode, there are 4 swords still in the pool, but you only get 3, so Mentos could still get to Tempered, but it's one less location he's likely going to go to.
Yeah, a lot of that's going to depend on how this breaks down for the Dark World Axis or the next piece of progression. Because at this point, we're down to really the Eastern checks and Agana.
Well, if I'm these runners, actually, I'd consider going into Desert, even though you can't finish it right now. Because you do have the book, the boots, and the big key. So I feel like the seed early is pointing towards Desert.
Yeah, it's definitely giving you a lot of the desert hints. I don't know. I would at least check Shusra's closet on the off chance that maybe there's a lamp in there.
Yeah, that'd also be a good check, just to make sure you're not double dipping it if you didn't have to. Mentos using the bee in the bottle to get some rupees.
getting paid.
Yeah, I think Jet's at least gonna go check Saharsala now.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him. At least get this check out of the way. Maybe even get the front part of Eastern.
And I don't think we saw the bottle check from Jet's side.
No, we
It's a
didn't.
Small key to Turtle Rock.
Small key to Turtle Rock, Green Pendant Thieves Town.
And you've already got the big key for Thieves Town.
Yeah, I'd be really worried if I check the map and I see Desert's a pendant.
Yeah, I don't think either of these runners have checked their maps to verify what desert is yet.
Alright, so Jet's going to go ahead and check out Eastern at least. There's quite a few checks over here. Not really anything out of the ordinary compared to Desert. Again, Desert's got a lot of checks in it, but without that small key or the fire source.
Well, the way Mentos is running, I think he's going for Desert.
Yeah, I think yours is going to be Agatha to Desert. Now, if he checks and finds something on Desert Ledge that gives him a lot of knowledge, that would be huge. Like maybe a pearl.
And he's going to make a stop and grab some rupees first.
Yeah, so his next bet after Desert's probably going to be Zora. So he'll probably end up with that Master Sword at least. Jet finding the 100 pack. Isn't that French vanilla? I thought the 100. No, the 100 pack wasn't in here. That's my bad. I thought the 100 pack wasn't here.
Ooh. Now
Well,
the speed is also kind of pointing towards Thieves.
Yeah, Green Pendant Thieves is now fully clearable once you have a Moon Pearl. One of the items in Tower of Hera in the basement is cash, so we don't need fire for Hera.
And on the Desert Ledge, just a heart container. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mentosman pick that up because he's a little low on health still, but... Well, actually, yeah, in hard mode, you're more likely going to pick that up because you're limited to 14 hearts. Oh, there's our map check, and it's a red crystal.
Yeah, it's a 5 to 6 in Desert, but yeah, with only 6 heart containers in hard, he's definitely going to pick that up. Jet, unfortunately, not finding a lot there in Eastern. Oh. Well, that's an item.
Yeah, it doesn't unlock anything just yet, but definitely something that you're going to need.
Yeah, so we got Cane of Samaria now.
And there's the small key to Desert.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't even have to steal a key anymore. This just became a much higher percentage play.
And Jet's gonna sequence break Death Mountain right now. He can only check the Old Man and Spectacle Rock, but it's not a bad one to get out of the way. Oh, there's Moon Pro.
There's Moon Pearl, there's Darkworld Access, sub 20 for Mentosman. And Mentos is going to save quit, not go out for the heart container. He figures he's going to have to come back and get it at some point later anyway, in order to complete the dungeon.
Mentos is gonna go straight for Hype Cave.
Oh yeah, no question about that.
Alright, let's see if Hype Cave is hype. A little more chance of it in Key Sanity.
Jet just gonna go ahead and check instead of blind take it. Oh, okay, yeah.
And the big key to Eastern. So now Mentos is going to be able to one-shot Eastern.
So, bow, blue mail, blue bottle, big key to Eastern. I'm gonna say about 9 out of 10. The only thing that would have been better is if that other item would have been valuable too, but yeah. Blue mail, blue potion, and my first Eastern starter kit.
Just a blue rupee from Stumpy. You're going to go see the dig game. Now, it's going to be interesting to see which way Mentos goes. He hasn't checked his map. Well, actually, I think he just got the map to Eastern. So, he's going to probably check that map and see if Eastern's a crystal or not. And if it is, he's probably going to go straight there.
Yeah, go straight there, get the full clear out of the way.
Only 7 digs and just a blue rupee.
Yeah, so Jet's gonna get in here and find that the key for desert is in desert, which is gonna be a little bit saddening. Oh, that was quick. I don't think I caught it.
Eastern is a crystal.
Okay, so yeah, Mentos is gonna go for the full clear of Eastern here. It is gonna be a sequence break, but as long as you know what you're doing, that back dark room isn't as scary. I don't like it personally, but yeah.
So, early in this seed, Mentos' routing is playing off a little bit more. But we still have quite a bit of a way to go.
It's just kind of, in my opinion, I feel it's just kind of turned that way. Like, I felt like Jet was just a little ahead, but then the Eastern versus Desert threw Mentos way ahead because of that pearl in the key. And the fact that Mentos is only going to one dip Eastern and be done with it.
Yeah, there's definitely point towards Eastern a bit, but as you said, this isn't going to be fully in logic. Thieves Town still looks pretty good as well, even though it's a green pendant. Yeah. Sorry, Jet's going to go and grab that heart container.
Yeah, he's going to take that heart container because he knows that he has a lot of thieves access, and you're going to want a little extra bit of safety going over there, at least until he checks Hype Cave and realizes that, you know, he's got like double safeties in there.
Yeah, Jet's also going straight for Hype Cave, and he's going to get his news about Eastern. And for Jet, I think he'll wait until he can either combo Eastern with Pod, or at least until he gets the lamp to know it's fully in logic.
Yeah, because he's already been in there. Alright, so Jet back out to tank. He's probably going to be the first person to make the play on Village of Outcasts. Answering question in chat, we can't finish desert, we don't have a fire source.
And we know that Mentos won't pick up a lamp in here. He might pick up a fire rod. That is a small possibility.
Yeah, another reason Jet's going to be disincentivized from doing Eastern is because he knows he needs a lamp for it to be in logic, and he needs a fire source to complete desert, so the fire source is really kind of high on the priority list, strangely. Mentos getting that key pretty smooth. Hits the door and on his way.
Or on Jet's side, he's going to be the first one to dip into Skullwoods.
I like the play, its value mart, especially in Key Sanity with all the chests having value. And the first chest in value, in the value woods, is going to be the Cane of Brian.
A nice quick kill from Mentos, just a piece of heart, but it is a crystal.
Yeah, it's a crystal, and more importantly, it's just out of the way. So, something you don't have to worry about. It's full clear. It's off the plate. It's gone. Jet coming back here. Candace Samari is going to make the back big key chest pretty trivial.
The red boomerang, unfortunately, though, looks like Skullwoods didn't really pay off for Jet. He did get the Cane of Burna, which might put a few things in logic later, but nothing that's really going to help him right now.
Yeah, the only thing it puts in logic is Spike Cave.
Also might be useful, might put Laser Bridge in logic down the line, but I'm probably not worried about that right now. Oh.
Ooh. So Cape just pretty much became required. Not 100%, but close enough to 100 that you might as well call it.
Yeah, the only way that's not required is if somehow Skullwoods and Turtle Rock are other two pendants.
Yeah, the conditions for Fire Rod not to be required is, as we find yet another pod key, is no TR, no Skullwoods, and no right side of Ganon's Tower.
Well, there would be one other thing too. Is we'd have to find Bombos for Ice Palace.
True. Alright, Jet gonna come in here. Tempered Sword, first chest in Value Town.
Yeah, and that's going to be the highest sword Jet's going to see in this seed.
There's still one out there somewhere, but we may never find out what it is if Mentos checks Zora. On the plus side, though, Mentos is probably going to be hitting up Thieves Town in the near future, and will at least be on Master at that point.
And Mentos is not checking the middle chest. Won't hurt him though. Doesn't need the boomerang.
Yeah, don't need the red meringue.
That was a quick map check by Mentos. I didn't see what pod was.
Pause the other 5-6 crystal.
Yep. So we know what our red crystals are now. almost a perfect stash for Jet, but the starfish got in his way.
Yeah, that might have been the God Pixel, but unfortunately it wasn't invincible.
I think we got the map to Turtle Rock, and I saw that as a crystal as well.
Well, Cape just got required. Oh,
And,
there's the other Aga key.
well, Aga's still not in logic until we find the lamp.
Which leads now to the question, what the deuces is the next piece of progression? Lamp of the first chest of Aga Tower.
That would be pretty terrible. So far, the things we've found about the seed that can make it really bad is we've got a big key on the lumberjack ledge. We don't know which one it is. And we've got a shovel on the pedestal. About as uncertain as you can be for a seed.
Yeah, there's we have a lot of information, but it's all still question marks, basically.
Jet's gonna go turn blind in, do the blind fights. Did not check the hint up here though. See if Mentos checks it.
I hope so. That's two hints that Jet's just kind of straight up skipped on now.
Yeah, Mentos is gonna give us the check. Okay, we knew that.
Went off script a little toward the end, but still got through pretty solid.
And that's something we absolutely do need, so you did need to do a full clear on Thieves Town.
Yep. And it gives you the green pendant, which is gonna add more question marks. I mean, at this point, we don't have a lot open. I mean, Catfish, Sum of Pod, first chest of Aga Tower.
I mean, if these runners wanted to make a really risky play, they could go to Aga Tower right now and do the dark rooms, but that's a really, really risky play.
Yeah, I'm doing that even without lamp. I really want, at the very minimum, a fire rod to hit the torches. That's just not a fun set of dark rooms.
And with what we've got, at least, though, you could go into Palace of Darkness and start clearing that out a little bit. With the bow, you can do a little bit more.
Yeah, if you can maybe get lucky enough to find, like, one vanilla key in there, and a hammer yump, and the bow, you can clear everything out. I think.
Yeah, one more key, and you could at least take out all of the front of it. And if we get 2 more pod keys, then we can full clear it safely.
Jet instead deciding to save quit. He's probably gonna turn to the green pendant and then take the portal of 5, actually.
Well, he might go in and finish Eastern first.
Yeah, because he's got that one item left in there that's gotta be sitting on the back of your mind.
Small key to Turtle Rock. Well, we probably will need that.
Yeah, the only way you're not going to need that is if you're stealing.
Yeah, we're gonna see Jet go in and finish Eastern, and then Mentos will likely head for Pod.
Yeah, so all in all, Mentos is probably going to be heading into Pod with about 1.5 minute lead. Right, he wasn't able to check the big chest before either. That's right. Thanks, chat. Unfortunately for him, I'm pretty sure this big chest is actually just the Hyrule Castle key.
Alright, so Mentos is gonna go to Pod. Got more than enough rupees for Kiki. Oh, Jet almost forgot the big chest. Jet having a little bit more trouble in this dark room, but he gets the small key at least.
Yeah, he's gonna lose a little bit of time, but he finds it.
Alright, Mentos is gonna give us our first look into Pod.
Not that it makes much of a difference, but was it bow locked? It was the best kind of bow locked. Titan's Mitts.
That is interesting. That opens up a few more things. Yeah, Mentos is playing this to the right side to save that key.
Yeah, I can't blame him for that at all. The only thing that's going to open up in the lower end here, the best boomerang is in plain sight.
Yep, that would be Blue Boomerang and Spectacle Rock, so...
It does open King's Tomb as Jet goes ahead and picks up his 5-6. Or rather, it's not a 5-6, it's just a regular crystal. Got the pod confused.
Mentos has to be a little careful. He's down to 1 heart. That was a really risky dash there.
Yeah, well, it's usually pretty safe. If you mess up your timing, it's death.
And Jet's not going into Pod yet.
He's going to make the Aga Tower gamble.
Now, routing with 2 keys can be a little rough. And you're just watching Mentos says, oh, there's a mirror.
And he's going to take a, intentional or unintentional is still a death, but he's got a mirror to go with his Titans now. Which now opens up all of Death Mountain. Out of logic, of course.
First chest is just bombs. Jet's gonna go for the dark room chest.
Yeah, now getting just to the chest isn't so bad, but getting beyond that, thanks to the pits, is a lot tougher.
And we could not see what he got. Is he gonna attempt to make the climb?
Looks like it.
This is a pretty big move for Jet right now.
Alright, so since we can't see it on Jet's side, Jet's coming up to the fourth floor room. He's gonna come over into what's probably the first of the nasty rooms here, which is just a big dark room with pits in it.
Oh, there's the lamp.
And Mentos is back in logic.
So yeah, it looks like a dip into pod right now was the right move. And if okay, Jet's gonna use a blue potion. I'm gonna say if he dies, Jet dies in here, that's a lot of time lost.
Yeah, he can't risk the death.
You know, Mentos is out of keys, but he's likely gonna go set up for a hammer jump, which he's gonna be a little careful on. He's only got a heart and a half. He only gets one shot at this.
So Jet makes it through the dark rooms in August and gets a joke hit in response.
One more chest for Mentos in here. Being very careful. Just more rupees, but he comes out of here with Titan's Mitts and a mirror.
And finally has logical access to Death Mountain, so he can get all of that out of the way in this one run.
Meanwhile, Jet forgot that you can't stun with boomerangs in hard mode.
Yeah, they turned that off for the boomerangs, as well as the invincibility on Burna, double magic usage, all that happy stuff.
There's a bug net in the King's Tomb.
Too bad Jet doesn't have that. It would be super useful.
Yeah, Mentos is likely going to head straight up Death Mountain now. A lot he can do up there. You know, for Jet, he's got to hope this is a pretty... I think he's got to hope this is a necessary big key right now. If he picks up, for example, the big key to Swamp or Skull Woods, this could be a significant time loss.
Yeah, on the other hand, if it's GT, this could be a really nice setup for later.
No, Mentos is going to hover.
Yeah, Mentos is showing that not only can he walk over pits, but so can the old man. So just definitely not having a short fight. There we go.
I was going to look at the pyramid item. Oh, nice powder.
Yeah, because why not? More fetch quests. Mentos is now hovering to the blue boomerang.
We see that the hints that Jet passed on won't hurt him. Just another hint we already knew about.
Alright, most importantly, Mentos will now be able to full clear, although he knows he doesn't have to, inside of Hera, because we know that the basement is just, I believe, cash.
Yeah, we know that's just cash. I don't remember if he knows it or not.
I believe so. Just a loving catfish.
So we know that Jet needs to go into pod at some point. And Mentos gets a hit, and then he doesn't need to do western part of swamp. Oh, there's our fire rod access. And with no big key, he can't go any further. So Cape lets us get the fire rod from Bumper Cave, which will let us finish Skullwoods. Though we don't know if Skullwoods is a pendant or crystal yet. Jet is making the play into pod. Gonna get the bad news that he could have done Agate Tower with the lamp.
Yes, but at the very least, he will get the mitts and the mirror.
I've got Mentosman going to check Paradox Cave. We get a map of ice and a flute.
That'll open up Mire access.
Yep, we can't get into Mire for sure with no medallions. We still need the big key for Mire as well. Fortunately, not much else there. But we should see Mentos head into the portal above Turtle Rock. Give us a look at what medallion we need for that.
Yeah, as well as Super Bunny and at least the first chest in Hookshot, unless he wants to continue his recent ways.
Now, I noticed on Jet's side that he has the Quake medallion. Was that the second item you found in Agate Tower?
I didn't see it pop up, but I thought the medallion would have popped up.
I think medallions don't show up in dark rooms, actually.
That
Our
could have
tracker
been it.
our tracker confirms it was the second item in Agate Tower. And the first medallion we need, though, is Ether. So, not sure if that Quake's necessary just yet. Now, Mentos is going to open up Hookshot Cave. He's likely going to go for that small key. But there's also one chest in here that will be in Logic. But he does know Hover, so he might just clear this out right now. Yep, we're going to see Mentos set up for some hovering in here. Having a little bit of trouble. Jet grabs his lamp. No more dark rooms for him either.
Mentos almost got there. Now, the way the hovering works is he'll be able to bonk to the third chest, and then have to complete one more hover.
Well, he got a unique item out of that one. small key to Hera, which we already know we do not need at all. One more chest. And I think Mentos is tired of it. He's almost out of health, so he can't hover again.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He's just gonna give it up.
Oh, never mind. He was just grabbing more health. He's gonna try again. Oh, he's gonna try from here.
All of that for 5 rupees.
Well, it's at least off his mind. He doesn't have to come back up here.
True.
So for Mentos, I expect him now to go and activate that flute and maybe at least go scout out the Mire area.
Yeah, he can also take the back door into Desert and finish it out while he's there.
Yep, he does have a lamp now, so he can finish Desert. I don't know if he checked the Bumper Cave ledge. I don't know if he knows if Fire Rod is there. So Jet still has not gone to check the lumberjack item, but he will likely go check that after Death Mountain, after he gets his flute.
Yeah.
And I think Mentos does know about the bumper ledgers. He's at least going to go check it, because he went to Dark World.
Well, it's a good time to route it in. He can get Graveyard Ledge out of the way too now that he has a mirror.
Oh, Jet didn't even go check Eastern Death Mountain. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mentos is about to pick up his Fire Rod. This will let him finish up Skull Woods, and he can also finish off Desert as well a little easier. But here's a big moment coming on Jet's side. We're going to find out what that Slumberjack big key is.
Yeah, this is a moment of truth.
By the way, we just found out Ice Palace is also a crystal.
Yep.
That is 100% needed. So, at some point, Mentos will have to go do Aga.
Yeah. He's gonna have to do Aga to get a Strong Rock Big Key. We also found out the Mire's a crystal.
So, we actually know that in all of our dungeons... Actually, no, never mind, we don't. We know what 6 crystals are. We still don't know what the 7th is. So that's going to be a bit of a relief for Jet, knowing he absolutely needed to do that. Unfortunately, it's not useful until we find Ether.
Yeah, but once we find Ether in conjunction with that big key and the fact of knowledge of, I believe, the other TR keys on East Death Mountain, TR is fully clearable.
And this could be where Mentos gets hurt if, for example, he finds that ether medallion before doing Aga, because that could lead him to try dipping Turtle Rock and hoping to find the key. But yeah, that's one mystery cleared. We still need to know about the mystery of that shovel. More likely than not, it's not required, but we can't rule it out. We got Mentos taking on Mothula. He's going to use Hammer Strats since he doesn't have a Tempered Sword.
These spikes just not being nice.
And he's down to a heart and a half. He's got to be careful. Oh, he's got a blue potion.
I think it's time for Fire Rod.
And the nicest thing with the Fire Rod in this fight is if you use it right, you can dislodge Mothula when he decides to hover towards the top. And there's our last crystal. So Hera and Swamp are both pendants. Jet's about to take on Mothula. Oh, did Mentos forget the bottom chest?
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, Jet's gonna have a little bit of an easier time on this with that Tempered Sword.
Now, doing some quick thoughts here on what our pendants and crystals are. The only things that could be on the shovel could lead to now is the Meyer Big Key, the GT Big Key, or one of the access medallions for Meyer or TR.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. So,
or the Ice Palace. Technically, the Ice Palace Big Key for logic, but it's not really required.
so yeah, it's gonna be. It's very unlikely that pedestal's needed. You never know, and it's not even in logic until at least we find. Well, technically, we need to find the Hera Big Key, the Swamp Small Key, and the Swamp Big Key.
And the hook shot.
Yep, the hook shot as well. So I think we can safely put it out of our minds for now. So at this point, even though it looks like Mentos is a little ahead, Jet still has that Turtle Rock Big Key advantage.
Although Jet does need to clear out all of both Light and Dark World, East Side, Death Mountain.
Got another key. Which dungeon is this one for? Ice Palace. Well, one small key for ice is nice.
Yeah, it helps with routing. You can go straight over to the letters. So Mentos is gonna pick up south of Grove. He's gonna turn in Gary's lunchbox and then check Bombos.
Yeah, and after this, after these, I think he'll flute to 6, check the Mire shed, and maybe the probably checkerboard cave as well, and then he'll go finish off desert. Another small key to pod.
That makes that finish. He can finish that now. Yeah.
Yep. So, looking at what Mentos needs, I think Mentos will need some medallions. He'll also need the Mire big key and the Turtle Rock big key. Oh, there's our other sword.
And Sword 4 was on Bombos, which means Sword just became a massive scam to Mentos.
So he can likely hold on to those 1,800 rupees. There's Quake, so that means that Mentos will have to make a climb to Agus Tower at some point.
For 2 reasons now.
So in terms of items, we just need to see the Ether Medallion and the... Actually, we do need the hookshot technically. But, well, we know Mentos can hover.
I mean, logically we need the hook, but if they can hover, they don't need it, because pretty much everything in GT can be blocked too if you have to go there at all anyway. But the absolute requireds are technically the hookshot, Mire big key, GT big key, and the Ether Medallion.
It's just gonna go activate that flute. Well, we're gonna see Mentos take on Land Mullas. Almost one cycle, that not quite.
Jet, maybe forgetting for a second that he actually got mids? Alright, Jet's got one extra check he can make. Because he can check Bat.
Yep, he does have the powder from the pyramid. Now let's see where Mentos goes. It wouldn't surprise me if he dipped ice now. And that's exactly what he's gonna do. So, while logically he needs the Ice Palace big key to finish this, with a bomb jump, you can complete this basically without any keys. Oh, okay, there's our GT big key hint.
And GT big key is in the Mimic Cave.
So I got 2 more hints in here that he can check. This is kind of an interesting point, because Jet's basically just been following Mentos for a while, but we know Mentos needs to go to Aga Tower at some point.
Yeah, I'm just a little worried that Jet might get sidetracked or get baited into going to Mentosman8. What was that on?
Same exact hint.
Oh. So one of them was the GT Big Key hint, the other one was out of the way location, maybe Mimic Cave.
Yep.
In case you missed it the first time, you know where the GT Big Key is.
That can't happen. Like Demon just said, it's yeah, one was like the GT Big Key hint that is all guaranteed to be in every seed for Key Sanity, and the other was just a hint for an out of the way location.
Yeah, you'll have that show up occasionally with the boots as well, if the boots are in an out of the way location, because there's a guaranteed boot hint in the seed.
Yes, that was a mimic hint. Well, there's Ether.
Yeah.
So that's potentially bad for Mentos.
Yeah,
Because if he... Go ahead.
Actually, the good news is he can get the GT Big Key now. The bad news is he's not finishing the dungeon yet. Well, the pet's not technically dead. There's one last item. This Bombos tablet, right?
Yeah, it was Bombos tablet. Yeah, I think the Misery Mire Big Key could still be there behind the shovel, but that's literally about it.
Yeah, that's that and yeah, that's literally the last item that could be there.
Now, Jet's gonna go into the mire. He's gonna see he can open mire. Will he go in?
I mean, ice is still the higher percentage play at this point because you can full clear it. Hey, fifth pod small key, you can just go through the front door now.
Well, Mentos is gonna go grab a fairy before the switch is not a bad idea. He's only got 6 hearts right now. Or he's only got 6 hearts and only 2 of them are filled. Yeah, Jet's at least gonna take out the desert quick. Well, that's kind of rubbing salt a little bit there. Oh, Mentos does not have enough magic.
Nope. And he doesn't have any keys either.
Now, there is a trick he can do since he has full health. If you fire a sword beam right after a fire rod shot, it will do the fire rod damage, essentially. So he might still be able to pull this off. But yeah, if he takes a hit before one of those hits counts, it's a really quick succession he's got to do it in. And he might... No, he didn't get it. He's going to have to come back for Cold Stare, which is going to hurt him.
Yeah, that's going to be a big time loss.
And he... Well, let's see if he flutes away first. He's not. He's going to go for Turtle Rock.
Ooh.
This isn't quite over for Mentos yet, but especially since Jet's going back, I think he's going to go to Meyer. So, how this could still work out is if Jet goes into Meyer and doesn't find the big key in there. And let's say Mentos finds it in Turtle Rock. That's potentially still a good situation for Mentos right there.
Yeah, so Jet's going to come into probably my least favorite of his 3 available options. That being Meyer no big key, Swamp no hook shot as a pendant, and just a fully clearable Ice Palace.
Now, Mentos has to come this way because he has no magic, so he needs to grab the full magic before he goes into Turtle Rock. Now, if Jet happens to find the Meyer big key in here, he's got a massive lead. But the one thing I guess that could still really make this knock the seat upside down is where is that hook shot?
Also, we're about to get 2 more hints. One here in the cutscene room in Meyer, one in the front of TR. Well, I wonder what chest he's about to open. Is it the mushroom? I bet it's the mushroom. I'm a witch.
That was actually kind of amazing.
I was too busy cracking up at Meyer. What was the one Turtle Rock?
It was a joke hint. Oh, there's the hook shot. Now that could send Jet to Swamp, though. We'll see. It's unlikely, though, because he'll most likely go to Ice, he'll find the Ether Medallion, then he'll go to Turtle Rock. Though I am a little surprised he did come into Meyer first, just because he knows he can full clear Ice, though it's not in logic, technically.
Because of the lack of big key.
Oh, Mentos, that you can't use that for invincibility here.
Speaking of the Meyer big key, or the Ice Palace big key, and Silver's.
So, Jet's gonna have to double dip Meyer.
You know what I want to say now? Just to be funny, the Meyer big key and the Ice Palace big chest.
Oh, that would be pretty terrible for Mentos.
Yeah, it really would be.
But I think Jet's gonna go finish Pod first. Speaking of Pod, there's our last Pod small key.
Now, Jet's going to lose a little bit of time over Mentos in the second dip of Pod because he's still going to need to go the long way around the bow side, whereas Mentos has the 5th key from Ice. Yeah, chat bring up a good point. Swamp's kind of off the table anyway with no small key.
Yeah, that is a good point. Mentos has to be a little careful here. He's down 2 hearts. Oh, there's a nice timely refill.
Yeah, clutch 4th Harpies.
And he stops. Mentos stops right there. Oh, he doesn't have the big key. He can't go any further anyway. I guess he could have gone to Mimic Cave and grabbed the GT big key, but he knows it. And he's going for Aga. Now, he's going to be probably a little upset when he sees the big key that's there.
And when he sees the Quake Medallion. Yeah, the only item that we're truly missing is the Misery Mire big key. We know where the GT big key is.
It still could be at that shovel, behind that shovel, but we don't have to worry about that at least until we find the Hera big key and the Swamp small key. Now, Mentos is going to gain a little time on Jet here as he can do this a little faster than... Mentos can do this a little faster than Jet could.
Yeah, he can see. So, while I'm being evil to the runners, the first key in Swamp is the Hera big key, and the Swamp small key is upstairs in Hera.
Jeez. That is evil. So Jet takes down Helmasaur, just gets 10 arrows, but that is his 4th crystal.
More importantly, it's the other 5-6 combo.
We have not gotten a hint or seen Pyramid Fairy yet, so you can go straight for that if he wants.
We'll see if it's a flute to 8 or a flute to 4.
Flute to 8, he is going to go do Ice Palace now. Alright, Mentos is coming on his Aga fight as Jet is going into the depths of Ice Palace.
Yep. Now, Jet's gonna have a little bit easier time thanks to the hook shot, as well as thanks to having the Ice Plus big key for that one last check. Mentos is expertly wielding the bug net of Evil Spain.
So Mentos is about to take down Aga. We'll most likely go grab that big key, and we'll see if he's gonna dip straight back into Turtle Rock, or if he's gonna do something else. I gotta imagine he'll dip right back into Turtle Rock.
You would think. I mean, having already gotten in there, your mind's still on that, rather than trying to dip an uncompletable mire.
He'll also get the powder up here, but I doubt that'll be on top of his mind. Meanwhile, Jet just found out where the fourth sword is. I think Mentos might be going to check Catfish first. Yeah, I think at this point, the biggest item concentration we have not seen is the back of Turtle Rock.
Of the ones we have access to, yes.
So something's probably going to be back there that's going to open up something new for our runners. Jet just got his Ether Medallion. All he needs now is that Meyer Big Key, and he's in go mode, essentially. He still does need the GT Big Key, of course, but he knows now where that is. Where's Mentos going?
Answering a question in chat, the silvers are on the fire lock part of Turtle Rock. Or the fire rod lock part.
He's grabbing a potion. He might be thinking about going back to ice now.
That's right, he wasn't able to clear it, so he's still got to dip back in there. And there is an item of Cold Star we haven't seen.
And speaking of an item we haven't seen, we have not seen this big chest yet either. Just a 20. Yeah, Mentos grabbed the Turtle Rock Big Key. He's going back to Turtle Rock.
Can't fault him, he's got another 7 locations.
And that's cold stare down for Jets.
Yeah, it's clean.
Alright, we are still on the hunt for the Meyer Big Key. But I gotta imagine Jet is also gonna head straight for Turtle Rock because he just got the Ether Medallion.
Yeah, he can full clear it. He's got everything. He's going to be heading right behind Mentos.
Oh, Mentos got Dead Rock blocked. And yep, Jet heading straight for Turtle Rock. So at this point, I mean, Jet's got a pretty good advantage over Mentos, I'd say. He's got 5 dungeons cleared to Mentos' 3. Granted, Mentos just has to go back into both of those and finish the bosses, but it's extra dips. For Ice Palace, it's an extra dip that Jet didn't have to make.
Yeah, Mentos is going to have a slightly faster time in pod by like 20-30 seconds. But that's going to be all time be lost in a double dip device.
At this point, honestly, Mentos' best hope might be, at least to make up the time, might be that the Meyer Big Key is not in here. We got Jet going in. Jet still has to clear out the front half, or some of these front checks, so he'll take a little more time than Mentos will.
Yeah, but that unfortunately also means he will find the silvers, although with the temper it doesn't make a huge difference. It's just a thing that will have as well.
And there's our GT Big Key. And back into Turtle Rock for 7 more items. Small key to GT. Gonna be kind of holding your breath on every small key now in case you happen to get that small key to Swamp.
Yeah, your bated breath every time you see a small key. You do not want to see Swamp pop up.
So we've got Laser Bridge and we've got Trinex left here in Turtle Rock.
Alright, moment of truth for Mentos. Let's see what's back here.
Small key to Swamp.
Oh no. The only thing that can make it worse is big key to... Oh no. Oh. I was gonna say big key to Hera.
So we're still looking for that Meyer Big Key, and we have full Swamp access now. Though Mentos does not have access to the back because he would need the hook shot from Meyer to get in there.
Yeah, and with him having Swamp access like that, I don't think I see him going to Meyer over Swamp.
Alright, here is the Trinex fight for Mentos. Oh, well, he's got potions, so let's say he's got to be careful, but he does have some blue potions.
Yeah, I was worried for a second.
And there's Trinex down. What does Trinex have?
Arabic. Nope.
Nope. Beast of Hearts. So if you're Mentos, I think you probably go finish off Pod and Ice first. Just to get them out. Just in case you find something there.
Not only that, but also to clear your mind a little bit as to where things might be. It's something you could mindlessly complete and not have to think about. You can save your. You can think about other things while you're clearing out stuff that you know can be done.
And meanwhile, chat does bring up a point. Yes, that pedestal is still in play because we don't know where the Meyer big key is. But we still need the Hera big key before it's in logic.
So the places that are open that we haven't checked is now all of ice, or all swamp, and Pyramid Fairy.
That's right, we have not seen Pyramid Fairy yet either. Jet getting the bad news right now.
Yeah, Jet sees Big Key, gets really excited, then sees Swamp Palace and gets really sad.
Oh yeah, this is another chest. I don't know if Jet checked this chest either. Did he?
I think he did. I'd hope, depending on what's in here.
Oh. Oh, man!
No! No!
Oh my goodness! That just changed the race!
Oh my god. Let's hope Jet remembers.
I can't imagine Jet going back there until he's done at least Swamp. Oh man.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's go mode for Mentos.
Well, not technically, but for Mentos, we know it might as well be. He still technically needs the hook shot out of Meyer, but...
And Jet takes a death on Trinex.
What? Oh no, he took a Jeff on the last phase, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hugged the head. And he didn't take the safety door. Oh, that's a trek and a half.
So, in about the sequence of a minute, we just went from a huge Jet lead to a huge Mentos lead. I mean, to answer chat, the only way I could think that Jet didn't get that was he didn't have the number of small keys when he went in the pot.
It's not that. Jet had the correct number of small keys, but Jet didn't have 5. He only had 4. In order for him to do that, he would have had to backtrack, and he just wanted to go kill Helma, get it out of the way.
So we've got Mentos on Helmasaur. Gonna take out Helmasaur, he's gonna go back to Ice, finish off Cold Stare. He'll go into Meyer. If he checks Meyer, he'll find Hookshot. He might still look for it, just in case he needs it in GT, though he doesn't really need it, since he can hover. But it is peace of mind.
Yeah.
Round 2 Trinex for Jet.
Playing a little more safe this time around. So Mentos' death to Cold Stare is negated a little bit by Jet's death to Trinex, though Jet had a little bit easier time to get back than Mentos will.
So now it's up for Jet. It's a matter of what he does. He's gonna start with Hookshot Cave. He hasn't been in here yet. Oh, he's been in here to grab that small key, I think. That's it.
Yeah, I imagine he might go from this over to Spike Cave.
I mean, Jet's hope at this point is he's got to go back to Pod, but with Pod done, I just can't imagine him doing it until Swamp is cleared.
Yeah, I don't see him going. I don't see him going to Pod at all.
I think it's more likely he pulls the pedestal and gets that shovel first. And that's assuming, of course, the Hera Big Key is in Swamp. I think, though, his most likely next move after this is going to be to go check Pyramid Fairy.
Pyramid into Swamp, yeah.
And all right, Mentos almost back to Cold Stare. Jet is taking this portal. We'll see if he goes north or south.
South, he's going right to Swamp.
I'm a little surprising since he still has Pyramid Fairy, but I can't blame him. It is a bigger density in here. All right, here's round 2. Cold Stare for Mentos.
That was pretty textbook.
All right, that's Crystal 6 for Mentos. Just needs to go to Meyer now.
The only possible saving grace I can see for Jet is if he doesn't find the Hera Big Key.
Yeah, if he finds the Hera Big Key in here, he's definitely checking that. I mean, Hera Big Key could be in... It could be in GT, which would probably be his biggest hope right now.
Yeah.
Now, Mentos is in Meyer. We'll see how fast he decides to clear Meyer. If he doesn't think he needs that hook shot, we'll just see him go straight to Vitreous. I do think Jet at least... Oh, he is going to check some stuff. Okay. Nope, he's going straight to Vitreous.
Jet baited twice.
Now, Jet did get a hint, I think, for left side swamp, so he doesn't have to go over there, which will save him some time. Yeah, Mentos is not worried about that hook shot at all. He's going straight for GT. I mean, at this point in the siege, you only need hookshot for one thing, and that's to cross the gap after Moldorm 2.
God knows he's covered everything else.
Another heart container for Jet. So far, this is good for him. He has not found the Hera Big Key. And here we go. Mentos almost to Vitreous, Jet on Argus. Ooh, Mentos gotta be a little careful. And Jet comes out of swamp without the big key, so that's a good thing for him. Likely his next stop in Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah. Hopefully after Pyramid Fairy, he'll remember and go back in the pod.
But at this point, Mentos has 7 crystals, so he's headed for Ganon's Tower. And at this point, we will not be playing the game that we usually play, because we already have the key.
Yep, unfortunately, we know the answer is none of the above, and he's just going to be running straight for the gauntlet.
So let's see what Jet at least gets from this Pyramid Fairy bomb. Compass to Eastern at 20. So no Hera Big Key.
Nope, at this point we know the Hera Big Key is somewhere in Ganon's Tower.
So where does Jet go?
Mushroom.
Just a heart container. Oh, those dead rocks are not playing nice. And I think Jet remembered.
Yep, here we go into 5, thankfully.
So a quick recap on this seed. It was pretty much back and forth for a while. I mean, Mentos had a lead early, got Dark World access first. It seemed like Mentos was leading for a little bit, but Jet dipped Agate Tower early and got the Turtle Rock Big Key, saving him some time. But where this race turned around was Piles of Darkness. When Mentos went to finish it, he checked the vanilla Big Key chest that Jet's about to check, and found the Meyer Big Key there. Jet did not check this when he was in here killing Helmasaur. At this point for Jet, it's all execution. I was about to say Jet has no time for rage, but he had a little time for rage.
Yeah, at this point, you know you're in a little significant amount of trouble. Answer a question in chat. The hook shot is in the middle grading chest in the main room of Meyer.
Yeah, Mentos go mode in Meyer. But at this point in the seed, you only need hookshot for one thing, and that is to clear the gap after Moldorm 2. And Mentos doesn't need the hookshot for that. Oh, wrong way, Mentos. Now, this race is definitely far from over, especially with Jet now and Meyer. I mean, if Mentos takes a death on this climb, this is a really close race, potentially.
Yeah, if Mentos dies anywhere in Ganon's tower, this is right back to being right in the thick of it.
And I don't know what Mentos' potion situation's like either.
I think he's sitting on one blue. He had to burn one on Trinex.
But so far, Mentos is doing really well in the gauntlets. Here we come to Landmo 2.
Alright, down goes Lammo.
Quick little restock for Mentos, and he continues his climb. Jet is almost to Vitreous. Perfect Wizrobe 2 room for Mentos, and he even gets a full magic refill from it.
Just a couple of torches and a Moldorm 2 away from his second wizard fight.
Still has to be a little careful with the south. He's at 4 hearts. Does have blue mail. The Jet's got Vitreous down. He's gonna make his Ganon climb now.
Yeah, this isn't over. He's still gonna have to pull the hover off.
Mentos can grab a couple more hearts here, which he's gonna do. Alright, here's the big moment. The Moldorm 2 fight. He's got to make this hover. Here he goes.
First
He's
try.
got it. So at this point, he just needs to get through Aga 2, and then he's got some margin of error for Ganon if he needs it. And 2 doubles to start. And that's Aga 2 down. Just as Jet is getting to GT. I mean, as long as Mentos doesn't take multiple deaths here, this is his race.
Yeah, it's gonna take, now that he's through GT, it would take multiple falls or deaths.
Alright, here we go. It's the one cycle phase 1, going for one cycle phase 2. Ooh, he's gotta be careful. I think he's got the one cycle phase 2. And he's gonna take his blue potion now.
Takes the hit, but manages to avoid the circle bats.
Just one more into phase 4, pull out his silvers. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, that was smooth too.
And as he crosses the bridge, Mentosman is finished in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 42 seconds.
GG to Mentos.
We'll see if Mentos is going to join us here in a minute for an interview. I mean, yeah, it was literally the Mystery Mire Big Key and Pod that would change this race around completely. And I mean, just looking at Group F as a whole, even as a part of Group F, this group is just getting crazier. Like we've got, I mean, I think just kind of updating the standings on Group F right now, we've got Jet now at 6 and 3. We're gonna have Megawatt at 6 and 4. I've been 5 and 4. Stabo's at 5 and 5. We've got Chloe at 4 and 5, and joining us here now is just getting up to 3 and 8 is Mentosman.
Hey, how's it going?
GG, Mentos.
Thanks. I feel like my my actual gameplay was awful, but my routing paid off for once. Yay!
Yeah, I don't know how much of the restream you watched, but it came down to basically Pod. One chest Jet skipped.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit in the race channel, and that's an easy one to skip. I completely get why he skipped it. The way his routing took him, I was just lucky enough I got back there with 6 keys, so it's like, yeah, let's check everything.
Yeah, I mean, each of you kind of had your moments. Jet made the Agadive first, so he was able to do Turtle Rock in 1 clear. Of course, you were able to do Mire in 1 clear. You both had a dumb. I think you ran out of magic and ice, and Jet had a death to Trinex.
Man, I tried so hard to get that glitch on Cold Stare, but I haven't practiced it in months, and it just wasn't happening.
But so how are you? I mean, take us through some of your thoughts on that seed.
For the most part, it was pretty friendly. I mean, knowing where Hookshot ended up, it seems like you never had to dip into Swamp. It never let you go past the first floor of Tower of Hera. You know, you kind of get baited into Thieves Town early, but nothing bad there. With early Darkwood access, early bow, hammer, everything, it was kind of nice.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you did need to dip through Thieves Town because the Pod's big key was on blind.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. But yeah, I do want to give a little bit of a shout out to that pod with the mirror and the Titan's mitts available with one key, because that was just stupid.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, not to mention your almost immediate Dark World availability, having, you know, gloves and hammer in like a minute 20.
And interestingly, I kind of forgot it was hard mode for a while, so I was skipping health like I would in normal. And then about like an hour 10 into the seed, I'm like, man, I'm still at like 6 hearts. What's going? Oh, hard mode. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I think health almost got you a couple times, but for the most part, I don't think it hurt you too badly.
Yeah, I walked back from Catfish. I decided to take a moment, buy a couple potions, just knowing with low health they might come in handy. Use both of them, one out of necessity, one to make Ganon a little bit quicker. Not gonna lie, going against Jet, I kind of feared that even if Hookshot was, you know, the worst possible location it could be, like, okay, you get the Tower of Hera key in Swamp, it takes you up to Hera, and the Hookshot's underneath the shovel, or not underneath the shovel, because it couldn't be, but on Moldorm at the very least. You know, even in that situation, Jet might just manage to beat me if I don't keep myself alive.
Meanwhile, we do have Jet finishing the seed. His official time was 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 50 seconds. And he's also joining us now here in Jet.
Hello.
GG, Jet. Well played.
Man, feels bad.
GG's,
you know,
Jet.
The game after I went to pod the second time to finish it, and then I went to do ice, and I think it was Turtle Rocket got a key. I forget where the 6th key was, but I kept getting these pod small keys, and I'm like, this was a mistake, wasn't it? I'm like, I'm leaving, doing these other things, I'm getting these small keys. I'm like, man, the game is just rubbing it in.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you can't clear pod until you have all 6 keys by logic, but
Right. So I'm like, is this just, you know, by logic trying to fulfill it? Same thing with Swamp, because I ended up clearing Swamp and finding out a Skullwood small key was in, I think, the big chest of Swamp. So it's like, technically that's required to beat Skullwoods, but, you know, we never used it.
yeah, I mean, you know the unfortunate part in that one, where just having to go back for that big key and pod. I mean, for the most part, though, you had a pretty good lead for most of this race. It just was that one chest that ended up changing the whole complexion of it.
One chest. Man, I felt pretty good. I wouldn't say, like, I wasn't thinking I was ahead or anything, but I'm like, okay, I'm finding stuff. This is good. And there was 2 points. 2 points. One, after I dipped Meyer, which got me like hook shot, and I thought there was something else in there too.
Oh, the mushroom.
Oh, the mushroom. That's right. Which I should have went. So what I should have done was turn in mushroom, get a potion, and just go do ice. Because we got the ice palace big key, and I'm like, I should just go do that. And instead, I'm like, let me go beat Pod so I can get a health and magic refill and then go do ice. That was like my first mistake. Second mistake was I actually thought, because I saved a key, I'm like, after I beat Helma, maybe I should go check the one chest. But then as I'm finishing, I'm like, you know what? This is a race. It's just one chest. There's so many more places for me to check. I have all of ice. Let's go do that instead. I was actually planning on going to do it when I cleared Pod, and I didn't, because I'm like, I don't want to do the right-hand side again. And the problem is, so if I had done it, like, I think it would have been sort of ridiculous. Because I would have had Go mode. I mean, I still would have done Ice until I got the hint for Mimic Cave and Ether. But then, like, Go mode Turtle Rock, completely skip Swamp, you know, that sort of thing. It would have been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, like I said, in the race. Sometimes you gotta skip a chest here and there just to try to keep your time up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no one would blame you for skipping a chest. Unfortunately, it just didn't pay off this time. Though, I think we probably should talk about a few other things with this seed. First of all, I think Jet probably knows this a little bit better than Mentos did, since Jet checked the Meyer hint, but how were those hints in this seed?
We had 2 of the same hints in Ice. There's the very useful hint before... I mean, I did get a couple useful hints, though. There was one that told me the basement of Hera, so I was able to skip that. The left-hand side of Swamp, which I ended up skipping anyway. And, of course, the Mimic Cave. One of the Mimic Cave hints. Like, that was good. I didn't need 2 of them.
I don't know, just in case you missed that first one, it gave you a backup. Made sure that you didn't get screwed if you missed it.
Yeah, it had the mimic. You had the mimic cave hint.
I didn't even know it could do that twice. Because I know it makes sure Key Sanity makes sure there's a Ganon's Tower hint in the hint pool. I didn't realize it could generate it twice.
Yeah,
maybe it's because it's Mimic Cave.
Yeah, it was the obscure location hint, and then it was the GT Big Key hint.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you also in Meyer got to see the hint on the Meyer Firelock side on the hint Meyer Firelock side.
It's like, hey, you're about to get mushroom. I'm like, okay, thanks, game.
You see, I actually like that hint because I checked that tile before lighting the last torch, so then if it's something worthless, I can just leave and act like it never did anything.
Oh, okay. Like, nope, don't need it. But it's mushroom. And plus, we had that shovel sitting at pedestal this whole time. Like, what if that was important? I'm like, it's so far away, but then I'm getting swamp stuff. I'm like, oh crap. I'm probably gonna find a Hera Big Key, and I'm just gonna waste so much time.
Yeah, that shovel was terrifying me near the end until I found the Meyer Big Key. Then I'm like, okay, so I don't need to go find Hookshot for Swamp.
Was that your go mode as well?
Yep.
Because I think you did ice before pod, right?
Yeah, I did ice up to Cold Stare, failed to do the glitch where you get an extra hit from sword beams, so I had to leave and come back later. Okay. And then I did T-Rock before going back to pod, and then finally went back to pod and got it.
So, kind of another question for you guys. What were your strategies going for Aga, knowing that that big key was sitting at Lumberjack? I mean, I know, Jet, you dipped it pretty early, even before you had the lamp.
So my thought was, I wanted to get the 2 chests in Aga Tower. And I'm like, I sort of want to check pod. I'm like, I could either just go over there manually with the hammer, or I'm like, you know what? There's that key sitting there. There's 2 items in Aga Tower. I'm just going to go clear it and hope that it works out. And then go do pod after. So my thought process was just sort of combine everything together and really hope that it was a useful big key. Which turned out to be the case, but it was a gamble.
Yeah, on my side, I delayed it way too long. At a certain point, I had 5 big keys left in the world unknown, and 3 of them were useless. So I just kind of figured, why bother? It's a 40% chance I need it, but I got other stuff to do. And then after going through T-Rock, I'm like, I don't have much else left to do. Let's go do Aghanim.
Yeah, which also was required to get that quick medallion.
Yep, for Meyer access.
In both of the key sanity seeds, me and you have done, Jet, we had something very important in that Aga Tower chest.
Because you mentioned how you didn't check it until much later on, so I'm like, he knows there's a key here, but is he gonna get it? Was the question. And I didn't mind getting Quake, because ultimately it let me get Hookshot and, okay, Mushroom. But, like, other things like that, I'm like, okay, I was able to put it together, but, yeah, that mistake of pod just... And that's actually the second time it happened in the past 2 weeks where there was, like, something at that particular location in Key Sanity. I'm like, what the heck?
It's unfortunate. I gotta say though, you absolutely must have killed me with your routing, because 21 location check difference, and I'm winning by what, 5 minutes? That's not right.
Man.
Well, I think that
It's not
difference.
how many you check, it's what you check.
I think that difference can easily be described mostly to a full clear of mire and a full clear of, or near full clear of swamp. But that's 15 extra items right there for Jet.
Yeah, those two. And I checked most of the items in Turtle Rock as well.
Yeah, I also full cleared Turtle Rock looking for the Mire Big Key, so we're even on that one.
Oh, that's okay.
So, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I mean, I'll just ask you guys, what are your thoughts so far on how this group is going?
I'm glad most of us are getting our races in. I know I'm trying to keep on track of that. There's so many we have to do.
I'm down to just 4 more to do, 2 with Megawatt, and then 1 apiece with Chloe and JP here. The group is stupid when it comes to trying to get through the brackets, though. Like, 5 of our 6 people are very much in contention.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Jet, Mentos, Brewers, even since you're in the group, you guys already got races scheduled for your next ones?
Well, I'm facing Brewers on Tuesday. We're doing some Randomizer.
Yep, we'll be facing off on Tuesday. I don't know if Mentos has his next race scheduled yet.
Yeah, I got nothing further scheduled. I got to get in touch with Megawatt, try to get R2 scheduled out, as well as Chloe and JP. Probably, maybe try to get at least something done during the holiday weekend this weekend.
Yeah, we've got, I think, 2.5 weeks left in the group stage. I think for the most part, our group is on track. I know there are some groups out there who are barely at 15 races done, so they're going to have a pretty heavy set of races coming up here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough last week when everyone has to rush and get their races in. I mean, maybe they're waiting for the holiday weekend.
Yeah, I can see people plan to do just boatload of races while they got days off of work.
Yeah, you hear that, everybody? Wait for these last 2 weeks. You're gonna have days full of triple and quadruple headers.
It's possible. All right, don't want to keep you guys too much longer because we're getting a bit late here. So, do you have any final thoughts on today or going forward?
Yeah, I'll throw the usual shout out to you guys on commentary as well as the tracker for all the work on the race stream. I'm glad that my early internet issues kind of passed pretty quickly and let the rest of that be, at least interesting to watch. And Jet, I managed to steal 1 out of 3 from you, which is about the best I could hope for at the start of this. So, GG's on all 3 of our races, and it was nice to race you a couple times.
Yeah, GG's. Thanks for commentating, tracking. Good luck in the rest of your races as you finish up in the group.
All right, and yeah, I think with that we can probably wrap up. So yeah, good game to both of you guys. Look forward to seeing how you race the rest of the way, and I think we can close up. So also echoing, thanks to our tracker, It's Do Demo, who's been keeping track of everything today, and to my co-com Demon RHK.
Yeah, and thanks to you as well for joining me here, Brewers. Also, guys, make sure we're going to have lots of randomizer action as well as a couple of marathons going on Speed Gaming 1 to 6 and LTTPR 1 to 5. Make sure to give all them a follow so you know when all of these massive amount of races you're going to have coming up for catch-up is going to be on for your streaming pleasures.
Yeah, in terms of tonight, we still do have a few more races going on. Over on Speed Gaming 3, they're probably about an hour into this race. Aaron Dobby versus In the Name of DT are doing an inverted seed. And then over on Speed Gaming 4, a big race for the group stage. Just started at about maybe 15 minutes ago, if that. Chex Human versus Tadaru in a standard Uncle Assured seed. If Chex Human wins that, I believe he is locked into the bracket. Will be our second person of our 32 bracket spots. So that's one to watch.
Yeah, definitely and absolutely. I predict Texas is going to lose because I calmed the first 2 races in that series and he won, so now it just makes sense since I'm not on it. Anyway, thank you all very much once again for you viewers as well. We're going to go ahead and check out. Go ahead and head over and watch the rest of those races, and everybody have a good night.
Good night, everyone.